Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and to a new trades recap video. Today I'm gonna show you how I was able to predict the whole daily move on NQ using only one single candle, using a simple logic, a simple strategy that you can repeat every single day. Alright, so before we start, let me show you the trade. Alright, so here we go. I got this beautiful continuation here, right? You can see it here on the 15 second, and you can see that all my trades are continuations. I never try to take trades here or trying to reverse the market here. I only look for this obvious continuation plays, the kind of trades that everybody wish they took instead of taking some stupid trades here, right, and getting chopped out and having no money to trade in this beautiful trend. So today I'm going to show you exactly how you can catch these simple bread and butter on a daily basis. Alright, so let's go to trading view and don't get afraid by all these lines and boxes. It's really easy. Alright, so if we start from the daily time frame, we're gonna work with the daily candle, and I already talked about this. Alright, I already talked about this subject many times in my previous videos, whether in backtesting or trade recaps like this. So let's focus on this candle right here. This is the daily candle. Alright, today's candle. Before New York session started, look what happened. Price was trading below the previous day high. Alright, let me also remove this line. So we were here and we were trading below. So look what happened. We traded below and we took this low, the previous daily low, right? And we started having some rejection from here. If we look at the bigger picture, we can see that we topped, or first of all, we are bullish, all right, for some time. That's one. Second thing is that we topped into this imbalance. All right. Third, we took the previous daily low and we rejected from it. We have some lower time frame rejections and shifts in market structure. Combining these simple factors, we have a pretty good chance that we can trade to the next or the previous daily high, to this one right here. So you can see that I'm not trying to predict the continuation to this imbalances here or something. All right, I'm not trying to swing the market or call the liquidity above here or something. I'm only working with daily low, previous daily low, and previous daily high. Recent low, we took the recent low. The most probable outcome right now is this. Of course, we're not gonna rely on this alone. We're gonna need some lower time frame confirmations, all right? But this is a very good foundation of how you can predict the direction in that New York session, that particular New York session, using only one single candle. Now, if you go to the lower time frames, if you go to the 15-minute, for example, I don't really use the 15-minute, right? But you're gonna see something beautiful here that can and will reinforce our trade idea that we got from the daily time frame. We can see here that we are in a range, right? I believe you can all see this. And here we traded at the extremity of the range. All right, so this is the bottom of the range. We took it. So in a range, and you are here, what is the next target? You see that we traded below the range. All right, and then we rejected from it. The next target should be the top of the range, right? Now this happened to be the low of the range is the previous daily low that we saw on the daily. All right, this is the imbalance, and the top of the range is the previous daily high. All right, so you can see how everything aligns together beautifully while using only simple structure. And here you can see the reversals that happened here. I don't like to trade here, alright? I want to play the continuations here. They are way easier to trade, alright? Stop looking for reversals every single time and start looking for this easy continuations, alright? Now let's go to the 1 minute and show you the trade. So you can see what happened here. This is simply a range. Why would you even try to participate in this if you have a trade or a trend following strategy? I believe that everybody can see that this is a range. You might see this move and a break of structure here, and let me continue, or let me take a short, or you might see a break of structure here and you want to long, but still we are in a range, alright? A break or no break, we are still in a range. The best thing that you can do here is you can let price confirms that we are leaving the range. So meaning we break above it and then we continue. So for example here we traded below it, but look what happened. We quickly returned back into the range, right? Same thing here. Traded above it, came back to the range. Traded above it here, came back to the range here also. But here we traded above it, but we broke with authority and we continue, alright? Of course this might require patience, but patience is one of the pillars of trading, so you're gonna have to master it at some point. So here same thing, and this is something happened here and I talked about it to the T in one of my previous videos. Alright, I told you that whenever price takes a high or a low, takes a high or a low, there's gonna be a good chance that we're gonna see a reaction from it. Alright, we took this high, right? It's not that obvious like a swing high, but you can see it. We traded back to the downside, and this is a pullback, and then we continue. So this is a high. We might see it on the 30-minute, but I said that whenever price takes a higher time frame high or a low, that depends on your higher time frame, you're gonna see a reaction. Most of the times, 90% of the times, you're gonna see a reaction. So you want to stop there and wait for price to give you more informations and what it wants to do next. So here on the 1 hour you can see that we didn't have that reaction, right? We just ripped through it. But if you go to the 1 minute, all right, I want you to notice this, and this is the reaction that I was talking about. All right, here you can see that we tapped into it and we rejected from it, and this is not even my lower time frame. My lower time frame is the 15 seconds, so that this reaction right here is quite big. All right, so this is a very important filter. So the video is the 3 filters that saved me a lot of losses. Go and check it out, and you're gonna see that I talked about this here, this exact same scenario. So basically I told you that whenever we take a higher time frame swing, low or high, we're gonna have 2 or 3 reactions possibilities. First one is this, all right? You're gonna have a small rejection from here and you want to wait to see price what it wants to do. Okay, the second is we're gonna have a whole reversal, and the third is just a consolidation, right? But usually, from my experience, consolidations doesn't happen from this internal highs or lows. We usually have consolidations when we take a higher time frame high or an external high, something like this. All right, so here I was expecting just a simple rejection, because we still have a lot of room to trade to the upside. We still have targets, that previous daily high, right? And here I took my entry, and let me show you. So as I said, between a simple rejection and then continuation and a whole reversal, you want to let this structure tells you what is likely to happen. So here we traded to the downside, we swept this, and then we broke all of this. We continue to break the external high. This is not the properties of price taking a higher time frame high and then reversing, right? We don't usually have that. This is the properties of a simple short-term rejection or a short-term pullback and then continuing. All right, so I took my entry from here, and then I took 2R from here. My stop loss was just above here or around this area. There's no need to put it here, especially when we have expansions like this. When you let the consolidation and the range passes and you confirm the expansion and the momentum, you can reduce the stop loss tremendously. You won't have those deep pullbacks, but also don't wait for price to come back to deeper levels to enter from. All right, so it works both ways. And again, this is the daily, the previous daily high, right? We took it, and look what happened. Same exact thing. We have a reaction, and here you can see, and if you go to the daily or the 1 hour, for example, you can see that it doesn't look like a big reaction, but still it is a reaction on the lower time frame. And then look what happened, the exact thing that happened here. Return back, we swept this low. This is no sign of reversal. This is sign of a quick rejection and then continuing to the upside, right? And we took, or we traded to that imbalance above us. So that was today's trade and the lessons that came with it. All right, everything that I talk about in my other videos, my previous videos, when I talk about a concept or a pattern in price that I noticed and I backtested a lot, that's exactly what I use in my live trading every single day. Now, if you have any other questions, you can always DM me in my Twitter account or leave a comment down below, and I'll answer you as soon as I can. Now, happy trading and good luck.